Stay with me, stay close, don't let your eyes drift away, because right now the heavens are whispering and your spirit is being positioned for something you could never imagine. The angels are leaning over you, speaking softly yet firmly, and their voice carries weight that is not to be ignored. They are saying clearly, do not let this person come into your house again. This is not an ordinary statement, this is a divine intervention, a heavenly protection, and a shield of light being drawn around you. For too long you've allowed doors to remain open that let in energy that was never meant for you. For too long you've tolerated presences that disturbed your peace, smiled at your face while secretly unseating your spirit. But today is the day the angels have put their foot down and said, enough. This is a crossing point, a defining second in your destiny, and what you decide now will echo into years to come. The house you live in is not just brick and wood, it is an altar, a sacred place where your prayers rise, where your tears are seen, where your laughter carries into heaven. Every corner of your dwelling carries memory, vibration, frequency, and not everyone deserves to step on that soil. Some came to observe, others came to drain, but one in particular has carried an unseen shadow. The angels are standing at your gate right now, their swords drawn, their wings stretched wide, saying, we cannot let them cross this threshold again. Why? Because heaven has seen the intent behind the smile. Heaven has heard the conversations when you were not in the room. Heaven has watched the movements, the eyes, the motives. You may have excused them as ordinary, you may have said, oh, they mean well, but the divine has exposed the unseen truth. And truth never lies. Listen closely. Every person that enters your house enters your atmosphere. They leave a fingerprint of their spirit, their thoughts, their desires. That is why sometimes after certain visits you feel drained, heavy, confused, or restless. It wasn't you. It wasn't random. It was residue, spiritual residue left behind by someone carrying what was not pure. And the angels are saying, guard your gate, guard your altar, guard your peace. You have been chosen for a new dimension of blessing, and not everyone can breathe the air of your miracle. Some come with words, but their spirit is not aligned. Some come with gifts, but their motive is twisted. Some come with kindness, but their heart holds envy. And heaven has seen enough. That is why this message came rushing to you today, not tomorrow, not later, but now, because your decision is time-sensitive, and your future is attached to your obedience. I want you to imagine for a moment that your house is a lampstand glowing in the night. From afar it attracts moths and butterflies alike. The moth only comes to burn itself and leave ashes, while the butterfly carries beauty and pollination. If you are not careful, you will allow the moths to keep entering, dimming the flame, leaving smoke behind. The angels are warning you because you have been too generous with your door, too kind with your welcome. But kindness without discernment is a trap. Discernment is what separates the sacred from the profane, the pure from the corrupted. And today, discernment is being sharpened within you. You are beginning to see not with the eye of flesh, but with the eye of spirit. And with that eye, the angels are making it plain, this person cannot step inside again. Not once more. Not another second. For their season in your space is finished. Stay with me here. Because I know even as I speak, faces are flashing before you. You are thinking of who it might be, and deep down your spirit already knows. Because heaven confirms what your heart has been whispering. You noticed the discomfort. You noticed how something shifted when they came around. You noticed how your joy felt smaller, your prayers felt harder, your rest felt shorter. That was not coincidence. That was atmosphere warfare. And the angels are saying, no more. The moment you obey and close the door, you are going to feel a release. Your sleep will deepen. Your peace will multiply. Your strength will return. Because the presence of that person had been leeching your light. But heaven has drawn the line, and so must you. Do not mistake this warning as rejection. It is protection. Do not confuse this instruction with cruelty. It is clarity. Some people must be loved from afar, because up close they disrupt the destiny assigned to you. And your destiny is too precious, your calling too valuable, your tomorrow too radiant to be entangled with atmospheres that carry weight not meant for you. Heaven does not reveal to embarrass, heaven reveals to preserve. Heaven does not expose to shame, heaven exposes to guard. That is why the angels are speaking now, because what is ahead of you requires a cleansed space, an uncluttered heart, an undisturbed atmosphere. You cannot afford to let history repeat itself. You cannot afford to open the door to the same draining cycle again. The warning is clear. The choice is yours. Stay with me, because what I am about to say will confirm this even more deeply. Have you ever noticed how sometimes after they leave your house, you end up facing small arguments, unnecessary frustrations, unexpected sadness? That is not by accident. It is transference. Spirits travel through presence, and atmospheres collide through contact. You must become intentional about who enters the gates of your dwelling. This is not just about safety in the natural, it is about security in the spirit. Because your house is not just a building. It is a vessel of destiny. And the angels are standing guard because your promise is near, your miracle is at the door, and they will not allow contamination to ruin what heaven is setting in place for you. Stay with me right here. Don't let your eyes wander. Don't even blink too fast, because right now you're standing in the middle of something sacred. Heaven's whisper is no longer a whisper, it's a trumpet in your spirit. The angels are circling, wings outspread, and their message is not to be diluted. Guard your space. Guard your gate. Guard your peace. You may think this is just another video, but this is an encounter. This is a conversation between the invisible and your soul. Right now, as you're hearing my words, something is happening behind the veil. There are shifts, alignments, and protections being put in place because heaven is investing in your future. Think about it. Every major change in your life started with a moment of instruction. This is that moment. The angels are not just warning you, they're preparing you. They are saying, clean the doorway, clean the atmosphere, close the cycle. And as you obey, you're not losing anything, you're gaining clarity. You're not missing out, you're stepping up. You're not pushing away love, you're making space for real love to enter. Because the moment you close the door to wrong presence, you open the door to right presence. This is how heaven works. This is how miracles make room to land. I want you to breathe right now and let your heart catch this. Your house is not just walls. It's a stage where your destiny is performed. And like any stage, only the cast assigned by the scriptwriter should step on it. Everyone else becomes a distraction. The angels are your stage crew. They're clearing the set, moving the props, making sure no uninvited actor steps onto your scene. That's what's happening now. And as you're listening, you're not just being informed, you're being transformed. Heaven is shifting your discernment to a higher gear. Stay with me, because this is where the release begins. The angels have seen the private tears you cried when you couldn't understand why peace kept slipping from your hands. They saw the silent confusion you felt after each visit, the heaviness that had no name, the fatigue that had no cause. That was not your imagination. That was a clash of atmospheres. And now, as you listen, that heaviness is lifting. Even now, you can feel it. Your shoulders feel lighter. Your breath feels deeper. That's heaven's confirmation. The moment you obey, the atmosphere shifts. And now, right here, I want you to do something bold. This is not just about watching. This is about activating. Type it boldly in the comments right now. I am ready. I receive this. My house is protected. Write it as a declaration. Because words are keys, and when you type them you're locking what's wrong out and unlocking what's right in. Go ahead. Do it. And then don't stop there. Share this message so that someone else can be reminded that their home, too, is a sacred space. Subscribe because this is only the beginning of what heaven is unfolding for you. This is not just content, this is confirmation. And those who stay connected to confirmation stay connected to breakthrough. I know you're feeling it. That pull inside your spirit, that sense of, this is for me. That's because it is. Heaven doesn't miss. Heaven doesn't send a letter to the wrong address. If you're here, you're supposed to be here. This moment is not by accident. The angels have orchestrated your scrolling, your timing, your pause. They made sure you didn't miss this. They made sure you heard this exactly at this second. And because of that, something new is being written into your story right now. Listen closely. This warning is not a punishment. It's a promotion. It means heaven trusts you with bigger things. You are about to step into a new season of influence, impact, and blessing. But that season requires a cleansed environment. You cannot plant roses in soil filled with thorns. You cannot light a candle in a room filled with smoke. You cannot welcome the new while clinging to the old. That is why the angels are speaking. They are saying, release the old guest. Close the old door. Make room. Because the next wave of blessing is too heavy to land on a cluttered runway. Stay with me, because the picture is about to get clearer. The person you are being warned about may not even realize their effect. They may smile. They may laugh. They may speak sweet words. But heaven looks at hearts, not faces. Heaven reads motives, not appearances. Heaven sees intentions, not performances. That's why heaven is ahead of you on this. They're not asking you to hate. They're asking you to guard. They're not asking you to accuse. They're asking you to separate. This is wisdom. This is discernment. This is love in its highest form. Even now, as you're still here watching, your spirit is rising to a new level. You're no longer passive. You're discerning. You're aware. You're awake. And that is exactly where heaven wants you. Because awareness births authority. The moment you become aware, you take authority. The moment you take authority, you shift outcomes. The moment you shift outcomes, you open doors for miracles. And that is what's happening to you as you stay tuned. Let me tell you a secret, the angels don't just warn, they also prepare rewards. The moment you obey a warning, you qualify for a reward. Because obedience is the highest currency of heaven. And right now, as you're deciding to obey, heaven is already preparing something to replace what you're releasing. A better friendship. A purer atmosphere. A higher opportunity. A deeper peace. This is not subtraction, this is multiplication disguised as subtraction. So stay with me. Don't let your eyes wander. Because in the next part of this message, the angels are going to show you what's coming into your house once you close the door on what shouldn't be there. They're about to reveal the blessing that's waiting at the threshold. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to blink. You don't want to scroll. You want to be here when it unfolds. Because this is not just another video. This is the exact second where your faith is being watered. And when faith meets this divine declaration, miracles cannot help but manifest. Stay with me, chosen soul. Right now heaven's voice is not gentle, it is thunder clothed in light. The angels are leaning closer than ever, whispering with urgency, not because they want to frighten you, but because they want to free you. Their wings are spread across the corners of your life, shielding, blocking, covering. And their command is crystal clear, do not let this person step inside your house again. Your house is not ordinary. It is not just a physical location. It is a spiritual embassy. Every wall has absorbed your prayers, every floor has caught your tears, every ceiling has echoed your late-night whispers to God. And because of that, your house is marked with a seal of destiny. But when someone walks in carrying jealousy, envy, or a twisted intention, it's like they bring smoke into a room filled with oxygen. Suddenly the atmosphere is heavy. Suddenly the joy is dimmed. Suddenly the laughter feels hollow. And you keep wondering, why? The answer is here, heaven saw what you didn't see. Heaven heard what you couldn't hear. Heaven knew what you couldn't know. Angels don't warn casually. They warn when your future is close. They warn when your blessing is at the door. They warn when you are inches away from breakthrough. That's why you're hearing this now. Not earlier, not later, now. Because your obedience in this moment decides the flow of what comes next. Stay with me, because I need to paint this picture so vividly that it burns into your heart forever. Imagine a golden gate in the heavens with your name carved on it. Behind that gate are promises you have prayed for: peace, abundance, restoration, relationships, opportunities. The angels are already holding the key. They're ready to swing it open. But then they look down and see someone at your door in the natural, a person whose spirit does not align with your destiny. And heaven says, if they step in again, the gate cannot open fully. It will delay. It will tangle. It will twist. This is why you're being called to draw a line. This is why you're being told, guard the door. The angels are not saying this to punish the person. They are saying this to protect your promise. Because your promise is delicate, like a newborn child. It must be nurtured, not suffocated. It must be surrounded with purity, not pollution. And the one you've been too kind to allow in has been bringing pollution. Smiling, but polluting. Laughing, but polluting. Talking, but leaving residue in the air. Beloved, do you see it now? Heaven is not exposing this to make you feel guilty. Heaven is exposing this to make you free. Because every time you allowed them back in, your spirit sighed. Every time you tried to excuse their behavior, your peace shrank. Every time you opened the door, heaven whispered, not again. And now the whisper has turned into a trumpet. Stay here. Don't scroll. Don't let your eyes drift, because this is the exact second where revelation is meeting reality. The angels are not only telling you who not to let in, they are preparing to show you what will come in once you close that door. Let me tell you, it is far greater than you expect. Once you obey, your house will no longer feel heavy, it will glow. The air will feel lighter. The silence will feel peaceful. Your sleep will feel deeper. Because atmospheres respond to obedience. Think about this: every person who enters your house leaves a shadow. Some shadows carry comfort. Some shadows carry confusion. And the angels are showing you that one particular shadow has been disrupting your destiny. But once you close the door, the angels themselves will walk in. They will fill your rooms with song. They will stand at your windows like guards. They will rest their wings over your bed. And your house will not only be a dwelling, it will be a sanctuary. Stay tuned with me. Don't let go. Because this is not ordinary talk. This is heavenly news delivered straight to you. Your name was spoken in heaven's council, your situation was presented before the throne, and the order was dispatched: send the warning. Tell them not to let this person in again. That's why this video crossed your path. That's why you didn't scroll away. That's why your spirit feels electric right now. Because heaven doesn't send random. Heaven sends specific. And you are the specific one. I want you to realize how special this moment is. Billions of people exist on this earth, but this warning has been funneled straight to you. Do you know what that means? It means your destiny is urgent. Your promise is precious. Your time is now. You cannot take this casually. You cannot brush it off as coincidence. No, this is heaven's spotlight on your path. And let me stretch it even further, because heaven does nothing small. When you obey this warning, it won't just protect your present, it will reset your future. The opportunities that seemed blocked will suddenly flow. The phone call you've been waiting for will finally come. The letter you've been hoping for will finally arrive. The relationship you've been praying for will finally manifest. Why? Because atmospheres matter. And when the wrong presence leaves, the right presence enters. Stay with me, because I can see something in the spirit. I see angels sweeping through your house right now. I see them dusting corners that felt heavy. I see them removing invisible chains that weighed your heart. I see them whispering into the air, peace, rest, light, joy. Even now you can sense it. Even now you can feel something stirring inside. That's the confirmation. That's the proof. Heaven is moving in your favor. So let this sink deep. The warning is not the end, it's the beginning. The removal is not a loss, it's a replacement. The closure is not a subtraction, it's a preparation for multiplication. That's why the angels are so urgent. That's why they are almost pleading, don't let them in again. Because the moment you obey, the floodgates open. And I tell you, the moment you walk in alignment with heaven, no force can block you. No envy can touch you. No jealousy can hold you. No shadow can dim you. Because heaven's light is stronger. And that light is what is being released into your house right now. Stay with me, don't move, because the next part of this message is going to reveal something even greater, not just what you must guard against, but what is about to come because of your obedience. And trust me, you will want to hear every word. Because this is not ordinary. This is extraordinary. This is heaven's agenda unfolding in real time for you.